They once dismissed the idea of a sixth-generation fighter as an unreachable dream, a mere illusion conjured from glossy presentations and ambitious slides. Yet, in March 2025, reality emerged from the shadows as Boeing's F-47 taxied into the spotlight at Joint Base Andrews, Maryland, unveiled by President Donald Trump himself. The irony was palpable. An aircraft deemed impossible had already undergone 5 years of clandestine flight testing. Its form was both recognizable and otherworldly, a sleek diamond shape refined by aerodynamic science, not aesthetic whim, a machine engineered to vanish from radar's gaze. Skeptics labeled it a fantasy. Ground crews declared it operational. In that tense hush between ignition and takeoff, America's commitment to aerial dominance shifted from speculation to a formidable deterrent. As a global military hardware analyst with over 2 decades immersed in aviation advancements, from dissecting Cold War relics to forecasting hypersonic futures, I view the F-47 not merely as a new jet, but as a seismic shift in air power dynamics. This isn't just hype. It's the hard-won outcome of lessons etched from real-world crucibles like the red flag exercises at Nellis Air Force Base in the summer of 2022. There, legacy fleets were ruthlessly outmaneuvered by simulated adversaries wielding advanced sensors and long-range precision strikes, while U.S. pilots grappled with the logistical nightmare of constant tanker dependencies, exposing vulnerabilities in fuel-hungry operations. The mandate crystallized: forge a fighter that outthinks with AI precision, outranges vast theaters like the Pacific, and outlasts in high-threat environments longer than any rival. Officially christened Next Generation Air Dominance, or NGAD. Within the hangars, it earned the moniker the aircraft that erases distances, a testament to Boeing's digital factory in St. Louis, which seamlessly translated visionary code into forged metal and operational sorties. To truly appreciate the F-47's leap, let's compare it head-to-head with its predecessors and global peers, the F-22 Raptor. America's fifth-generation pinnacle since 2005 excels in air superiority with supercruise and thrust vectoring, but its limited production run of just 195 units and aging avionics highlight gaps in range barely 600 nautical miles on internal fuel and scalability for drone integration. The F-35 Lightning II, with over 1,000 delivered worldwide, shines in multirole versatility and sensor fusion, but critics point to its subsonic focus and higher radar cross-section in certain bands compared to the Raptor. Now, enter China's Chengdu J-20 Mighty Dragon. Operational since 2017, with around 200 in service by 2025. It's a long-range interceptor with canards for agility, but reports suggest its stealth is optimized more for frontal aspects, and its WS-15 engines lag in reliability behind Western counterparts. Russia's Sukhoi Su-57 Felon, with fewer than 20 combat-ready by mid-2025, boasts super maneuverability via 3D thrust vectoring, yet its exposed engine fans and rivets compromise true stealth, making it more a 4.5-generation hybrid. The F-47 eclipses them all as the first true 6th-gen platform, blending broadband stealth, adaptive propulsion, and autonomous teaming into a system of systems that doesn't just compete, it redefines the rules. Delving deeper into its stealth prowess, which I consider the F-47's crown jewel, this isn't the narrowband evasion of yesteryear. 5th-gen jets like the F-22 and F-35 rely on coatings and shapes tuned to X-band radars, but they falter against emerging low-frequency VHF, UHF arrays that adversaries like China are deploying in integrated air defense systems. The F-47's broadband shaping counters this, rendering it invisible across the spectrum from low-frequency search radars that probe for gross shapes to high-frequency fire control ones that seek fine details, effective in every aspect from nose-on to beam to tail chase, curved edges, seamless paneling, and antennas embedded in multifunctional skin that serves as both armor and sensor organ create a true ghost in the machine. In combat scenarios, this enables unprecedented patience loitering undetected in tanker-expected zones, then materializing in sanctuaries, foes deemed safe. For commanders, it's a game-changer. Targets remain blind until the 11th hour. From my analytical lens, this addresses vulnerabilities exposed in simulations against Russia's S-400 or China's HQ-9 networks, unlike the J-20's reported 0.1 square meter RCS from the front but higher from sides. The F-47 likely achieves sub-0.001 across bands, drawing on lessons from the B-21 Raider's development. Range and tempo elevate this further. Courtesy of the adaptive cycle engine, a variable geometry powerhouse orchestrated by AI-driven software. This marvel shifts seamlessly between high bypass efficiency for subsonic loiter and low bypass thrust for supersonic dashes, enabling Mach 1+ cruise without thirsty afterburners. Boasting a combat radius surpassing 1,000 nautical miles, double the F-22's unrefueled reach, and far beyond the Su-57's 800-mile limit, it executes missions solo that demanded tanker fleets for older jets, slashing timelines from hours to minutes. Picture safeguarding a carrier strike group across oceans without mid-air refueling vulnerabilities, or empowering forward bases to operate beyond short-range ballistic missile threats. Speed transcends velocity, its strategic choice. Comparing globally, the J-20 claims 200-mile range, but at subsonic speeds with external tanks compromising stealth. The F-47's internal optimization maintains low observability while outpacing it. This aligns with U.S. Air Force doctrine for Indo-Pacific contingencies, where vast distances amplify fuel constraints, a weakness Russia's Su-57 shares, often requiring drop tanks that inflate its signature. Inside the cockpit, reimagined as a command nexus, a panoramic passive sensor suite illuminates the battlespace without a whisper of emissions, preserving stealth where active radars would betray. The Active Electronically Scanned Array, or AESA. Radar molds energy beams like a precision scalpel, moonlighting as a jammer to impose electronic silence. Data cascades through Link 16. The Joint Forces aerial lifeline augmented by resilient mesh networks indifferent to jammed antennas or downed satellites. The upshot, asymmetric awareness pilots, aren't hunters. Threats self-reveal via fused intel. In my expert assessment, this sensor ecosystem outstrips the F-35's distributed aperture system by integrating quantum-resistant comms and AI triage, processing petabytes in real-time capabilities. The Su-57's N036 Bielka radar approaches, but lacks in fusion depth, and the J-20's KLJ-5A struggles with against U.S. electronic warfare. Payload fortifies this dominance, with internal bays stockpiling air-to-air missiles to shred raids while reserving slots, plus bomber-grade long-range strikes. Embedded electronic warfare pods act as spectral guardians, and reinforced hardpoints hoist hypersonic glide vehicles, weaponizing time itself. The math is compelling. Fewer sorties yield amplified effects, survivability snowballing with each undetected minute. What floored experts, and rightly so, was autonomy's integration, where autonomous collaborative platforms, or loyal wingmen, extend the F-47's tentacles. In that pivotal November 2024 Edwards trial, one jet marshaled 4 drones across the Mojave, delegating radar pickets, decoys, and simulated strikes sans entering SAM envelopes. Officials dub it manned-unmanned teaming spirals, Operators hail it as zero-risk kills. This outpaces global efforts China's GJ-11 drone pairs with J-20, but lacks the F-47's seamless AI orchestration. Russia's Okhotnik lags in production. The F-47's CCA program could multiply a single pilot's force to squadron strength, echoing DARPA's Gremlins but operationalized. Evidence mounted rapidly through exhaustive testing. Tonopah's pre-dawn rituals scrutinized checklists and telemetry in unforgiving nights. Eglin stressed hypersonic pylons via captive carries, while Nellis's weapons school birthed tactics in desert crucibles. Colonel Maya Ellison, Combined Test Force Lead, Post-High Threat Ingress. We've crafted a fighter geography can't constrain, sorties stretched silent and enduring, debriefs chanting survivability. Fiscally, a $20 billion inception fueled the surge. FY 2026 injecting $3.5 billion for supply hardening. Boeing's St. Louis frames, Palmdale's low observable coatings, and Hill AFB's Maintainer Academy, I-185 plus airframes arming wings with attrition cushions. Taxpayers reap sustained might, not ephemeral showpieces. By contrast, Russia's Su-57 program, mired in sanctions, fields prototypes at glacial pace. China's J-20 scales faster, but with quality qualms in engines. Strategically, even pre-squadron, ripples reshape geopolitics. Pacific expanses, once adversary missile domains, contract under F-47 stealth radii, European layered defenses, tuned for fourth-gen traps, fracture before this broadband infiltrators mark and strike prowess. Chinese and Russian platforms warrant respect J-20's speed and reach, Su-57's agility and armament, but the F-47 masters integration under duress, warping enemy visuals while inflating its own, squeezing their decision loops as ours expand, deterrence incarnate. In my view, this mirrors Reagan-era asymmetries, but in a contested multipolar world, potentially stabilizing hotspots by rendering aggression suicidal, unlike the F-35's export ubiquity. The F-47's exclusivity amplifies U.S. leverage. Software sustains the edge. Digital engineering from inception shrinks, upgrades from depot marathons to agile sprints, vetted on fidelity twins from Seattle to San Antonio. Cycles compress to 3 weeks, eclipsing years for legacy jets. Maintainers extol aligned access and rapid cure coatings. Lieutenant Casey Moreno at Edwards, built for battle and bomb alike. Horizon-bound quantum-secure nets thwart cyber thieves. AI as cerebral co-pilot triages perils, rehearses paths sans usurping humans. Hypersonics scale pragmatically, altitude gains, thermal buffers, adaptability, wingmen embolden, striking unseen marks, tempo unrelenting. Evolution surges Nellis's Forge flight cadre fused F-22 ingress stealth with F-35 fusion, layering F-47 drone mastery and broadband hush, debrief fusion of cockpit feeds, and data yields real-time insights, training swift yet profound alumni honed for autonomy, saturation, expanse. Logisticians forge edges, footlocker cure units revive panels forward in hours. Digital cards dictate adhesives flawlessly, scanners affirm hairline precision. RFID spares narrate lineages, weathering salt, sand, storms elevating availability, sorties, readiness unbound by climbs. Arctic proofs at Eielson -40 overnights, dawn revivals amid frosted intakes. Sensors conquered glare and crystals. Coatings defied shrinkage, validating winter range with auroral assurance, rivaling Nevada surety. Survivability spans seasons. Patuxent's naval gazes simulated decks via proxies, probing broadband resilience to brine, grit. Launches not vowing carrier kin, but unlocking joint dialogues. Margins invite earnest interoperability. Electronic warfare ascends to ethos, cognitive suites, eavesdrop, pattern learn, energy sculpt rerouting, searches to voids, threading allies through jams. Predecessors clutched playbooks. This improvises glass translucent, smoke elusive, mirror reflective. Gulf drills saw radars pursuing specters, foes frittering minutes as ours amassed edges time-tilting deterrence. Armament dances beyond tallies. Bays embrace joint advanced tactical missiles for distant bushwhacks. Modular seekers swapping sands mass shifts. Eglin fits. Sea range fires affirm synergy. Hypersonic glides boast sturdy margins. Yields uncompromised from Salvo 1 to reserves a sortie prunes incursions. Veils sensors, hordes for enigmas. Networks weave unseen tarmacs, link 16 basics. Air battle clouds, knee joint all-domain command and control, knit robust tapestries via tanker, drone, terrestrial nodes, failure-proof, apps alight like mobile patches boxed, vetted, expungible. A hushed vignette circulates briefs Anderson pre-dawn ascent, supersonic to chains, lingering past perils as quartet wingmen radiate one sentinel, one lure, one intel pilferer, one assailant. Industry ascends measured saint. Louis novices glean Raptor tomes. Palmdale melds artisans with alchemists tuning cures pre-spray. Chains span Wichita twins to Puget myriads, stitching exactitude with zeal. Pacts claw slipshod, bounty endurance. Syllabi sync tactics. Hill's propulsion crews drill adaptive swaps via drawer carts, weekends to shifts. AR lenses project torques, clearances, paths, error extinction. Observable maestros tape micron true, cure via sentient heaters, tracking ambiance live. Allies attune in northern edge RAF Typhoons. RAF Growlers nourish meshes as F-47 Phantoms fringes. Summoning Aegis afar. Labels veil. Operators behold fluid alliances, sparse calls, bountiful yields. Resilience infuses Kirtland cybers, forge zero-trust spines, vetting processes as aliens till cleared. Human jet harmony gleams understated widescreen palettes, serene with trio foci. Throttle tactiles steer gazes. Voices tame tedium. Agents proffer rationales over conundrums. In summation, as a veteran analyst, the F-47 epitomizes U.S. ingenuity's zenith bridging chasms in stealth, propulsion, autonomy poised to perpetuate supremacy amid ascendant rivals like emerging Tempest or FCAS programs. Its adaptive mastery may avert wars through sheer imbalance. If this exhaustive dissection captivates, like and subscribe for deeper dives into worldwide military tech. Your backing ignites discourse. Thanks for watching, and don't forget subscribe and share my videos.